mantras. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Gayatri mantra Lita, Shodashakshari mantra, you know, so many mantras have been given. So each mantra that we get as Bija mantra, that is the code of that particular deity. So that by repetitive chanting of the Bija mantra that is initiated by a guru, so that liberates sound vibrations. This is pure science, basic physics I am talking. So whatever our rishis have done, they are actually scientists. They have discovered this science called spirituality. So it is not something bogus, it is not something unrealistic, it is not something that what our forefathers like rishis and munis have done tapas or rigid penance. Penance is called tapas. In the sitting in the forest, sacrificing their precious material life. So they have found out these secrets of life. So they have been transferred to us with Upanishads, Ramayana, Mahabharata. Wherever you say, you will see seven chakras name will come in the almost all Sahasranamas will come. Okay. So this process of knowing self, that is realizing self, or Atma Sakshakara, is there in every text, spiritual text. Even Bhagavad Gita is also called Yoga Shastra Krishna-Arjuna Samvade. How Bhagavad Gita is called Yoga Shastra? You know this. Bhagavad Gita contains 700 slokas. 700 slokas of Bhagavad Gita correspond to our yoga chakras. 7 yoga chakras. Muladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipura, Anahata, Vishuddha, Ajna, Sahasrara. There are 7 chakras, yoga chakras. Okay. Wherever you go, whatever yogasanas that you learn, wherever in whichever spiritual agency that you go, you will know only these 7 chakras, and if possible Panchakoshas also, how to meditate on God, how to activate your Ajna chakras, heart chakras, how to commune with God. All these things will be generally explained to disciples by the spiritual master in the most, in the easiest possible manner. So there will be graded teachings also. In the same way, we have also graded teachings of Bhagavad Gita with reference to meditation. 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita deals with how meditation is to be done, how you should sit, how you should, how you should chant the mantra, how you should make your mind tranquil, cool and calm. It is all detailed in 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita called Dhyana Yoga. So we pay thousands of rupees and learn something, some techniques by other people without knowing that the entire secret of dhyana is contained in a 5 rupee book called Bhagavad Gita. It is easily available. Even if you don't spend even 5 rupees, you will get Bhagavad Gita free of cost. But we should make up our mind to read Bhagavad Gita at least once a day, so that we know what is it. Okay, Reiki. I think you all heard of Reiki, pranic healing, magnified healing, Melchizedek. So many alternate healing therapies are there based on cosmic energy healing. Okay, you don't take any medicines, but only heal through cosmic energy. So there are thousands of names. It has come from other countries. The origin is all India only. It is our knowledge which has gone to Japan and came back as Reiki. Gone to China, has came back in some other form. Melchizedek or magnified healing, pranic healing, something like that. Okay. Whatever is there in our spiritual text. So it has vast knowledge of Paramatma. You can actually experience, you can actually talk to your Ishta Devatas through a particular Bija mantra. That part we have taken up in our trust called Bhakti Pantha. So there we teach people how to chant the mantras, how to establish contact with your Ishta Devatas called our personal gods. So what we usually do, whenever we see a temple, we do some pradakshina, we do some archana or panchamrita abhisheka or sarva seva, whatever the highest seva possible. We pay some money, the priest will look after what is to be done, we will collect prasadam and come back. So and we think we are religious. Okay? We think we are religious, we have done our part of work. But when you do it personally, then you can realize how Ganesha is, how Subramanya is, how Devi can be, how Devi can take so many numerable forms, how Krishna is. You can actually feel when the Ajna chakra is opened. This is called Jnana Chakshu. Jnana Chakshu means the eye of the knowledge. So this point is called third eye of Shiva also. Shiva has third eye. So this point is highlighted always. So when this Ajna chakra is opened, a person gets into, he comes into contact with a vast amount of knowledge. I think by ending, by telling you how a cable TV system is there in our body, we'll complete this Upanyas. We all know how cable TV or dish antenna works. So anybody who is having a connection with the cable TV will definitely have a dish antenna. Okay, this the dish antenna, you know, is there in our Sahasrara chakra. When you start chanting the particular Bija mantra with the utmost concentration, two divine cords like aluminum antenna that we were seeing in the TV in the olden days. So two divine cords will emerge. So they start rotating with the mantra you chant, and the rotating divine cords will take the form of dish antenna. So from dish antenna we have this Sahasrara chakra. The signals that is caught from the cosmos will enter the dish antenna that is given by God. It will come down into Sahasrara chakra. It will further penetrate into Ajna chakra, which is called the television system of the body. Okay, when we close our eyes, we see some images, no? Where will we get it? How do we see it? It is related to a endocrine gland called pineal gland. Okay, this is basic biology. 8th standard biology I'm telling you. You know? You know what is pineal gland? 7. Okay, you should enter high school to know it. So this Sahasrara chakra is called, it is connected to a endocrine gland called pineal gland, where we see images even if we close our eyes. So the second one is called Ajna chakra or third eye chakra or Trikuti chakra or Guru Madhya chakra. There are so many names attached to that. So this Ajna chakra, if we activate, we can see it's actually a TV. We can see so many images, so many gods and goddesses. So sometimes when we deeply meditate on God, we see the vision of so many deities, so many saints, so many gurus will appear and talk to us. Okay, something we'll hear in our ears, that as though somebody is talking. It's all the normal decibels. There is particular frequency. Beyond that we cannot hear, and less than that also we can't hear. That is called audible frequency of ears. So in the deep meditative stage, we become more and more sensitive. Our body becomes more and more sensitive, so that we can understand, we can get to know so many new things which we have not learned through textbooks. Okay, so when a person does meditation, then only he will be near to the Godhood. Then he can understand and realize what Godhood is there. So we have developed so many Dhyana Tantras based on Bhagavad Gita and what Lord Sri Krishna has prompted my mind in my deep meditations on him. So one is called lotus meditation, another one is called divine bow and arrow meditation, the third one is called Brahmanda meditation, which I want to teach you when I come next. Okay, so reading Bhagavad Gita every day will take you nearer to Lord Sri Krishna, will remove so many prarabdha karmas. Because why I advocate Bhagavad Gita to clear off your prarabdha karmas means Bhagavad Gita and chanting of Gita, Lord Sri Krishna will be pleased, and he takes off your past bad karmas on a fastest possible manner. Okay, there are so many frequencies of Godhoods. So that is also beyond this class. So which I discuss when I come to the next sessions. So by chanting of Bhagavad Gita, it will make your mind cool and calm first. It will make you peaceful. It will give you peace of mind always. So by understanding this Gita, you will be nearer to Krishna, and you will understand the other facets of Krishna. Bhagavad Gita contains personality development techniques, IPR skills, that is interpersonal relation skills, business management, HR techniques, management techniques, sociology, economics, mathematics is there, counseling is there, psychology is there, psychoanalysis is there, psychiatry is there. That is why in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is called the first ever counselor of the world has ever seen. So Krishna is respected in America and the other European countries as the world's first counselor. So now all psychologists, psychiatrists will have a photo of Parthasarathi Krishna. It's there in America. So in India, we do not know the value of Lord Sri Krishna. In Parthasarathi we say, Parthasarathi photo should not be put in the house. Okay? And Vishnurupa Krishna should not be put in the house. Why?